All right. Hi, how is everybody doing? Thanks for joining me. Normally, we do 24 on 24. Normally, I would never go live on a Sunday. My time is very valuable. Yours is as well. If you are with your family or doing something fun, watch this on the replay. Give me 1 second. It's going to take, there's a couple things that we've got to get done here. So, I don't really feel that this can wait any longer. And I'm going to try to keep this very tight. Okay. So I'm being told that there is going to be some sort of like statement on Aiden's show tonight about this whole thing that's going on. And there are people that are like making a commitment to no longer talk about all of this stuff that's been going on with the Baker situation. And I don't want to if there's going to be some sort of like a peacetime thing happening that I'm not privy to, because nobody's partnered with me on that. So that's fine. But if that does happen, and then I so chose to come out and talk about what I want to talk about, I would look like I wasn't being a team player, right? And so to mitigate what I think would probably be more backlash, I'm going to get in what I need to say now before everybody starts this journey of like self-righteousness where they decide like they're not going to talk about it. They're going to be the better people. There are this many things that I would like to discuss. We're going to narrow it down to one specific thing. And that is the swatting event that I am being accused of. So to be quite honest, I have spent a tremendous amount of time screenshotting, documenting, timestamping every single solitary place where the swatting was discussed, talked about, written about. And then on top of that, where I have been spoken to have been part of that or responsible for it or all of those things. And of all of the things that are being said about me, this is the only one that I actually care about at all. So I can live and deal most certainly with people giving their opinions about me, giving their 2 cents about me, thinking I should be a team player. I don't give a fuck about that. What I do care about is that there is an accusation of a swatting event that took place. And then there have been statements made by content creators that have likened me to be the person responsible for that. If you think that that's not true, that's okay. We have receipts for that. And it's going to take me a minute to navigate through all these screens and stuff, but we've got them. This is like next to the me hitting the dog thing that people are saying that I did, which I didn't do. The swatting situation is the one that is bothering me the most because nobody is. Hi. What would you like to say?
Let me get my angry face back on.
Sure.
Go ahead.
My husband is angry that we are taking time out of our day to acknowledge or handle this situation. Rightfully so.
Okay. I'll jump in. I'm sorry.
So there was an alleged swatting incident that occurred at an event that was being hosted by some content creators, naming The Expert and Baker in Knoxville, Tennessee. This was discussed at night on a show that The Expert did with Baker. And we have a clip of that. So give me a second and I'm going to get it for you. Okay. Can I share that? You're okay?
I know Baker was friends with him before, but the Glare he's a very top-notch individual, very professional, which is weird for me to be around a pro. But no, he's just an awesome dude. I'm very thankful he came by. It's been a long time with us this week. I don't know how he's doing today, but he did make it through. But everybody, there's so many people. I mentioned the Glare because
Jeffrey.
He shows up. When he got there, we were still setting up and stuff. And I went up to him and said, "Hey, man, I appreciate you coming. Nice to meet you. By the way, and I know this is the thing people want to know, so let's jump into it. You just missed the cops." Now, usually me, I'd be like, "Yeah, they were looking for you," but no, they weren't. So we have really hit the big time. It's really exciting. Some jabroni called the police on Hollywood. Oh, it was
only the biggest YouTubers get swatted, and we have now reached the level where you get swatted. Can I tell, because you weren't
I was still setting up.
Yeah.
What the?
I just saw a group of people. I look up for something like, what the heck are they doing?
Well, I walked over to go outside and enjoy the moonlight, and I saw a fella.
Before we move forward with that, I see people asking, what is swatting? That's a great question. Let me give you the exact definition of what swatting means, as it's very important to what's being suggested here.
Why do they have their sunglasses on?
Swatting is the malicious act of making a false emergency 911 call to provoke an overwhelming police or SWAT team response at an unsuspecting victim's location. Perpetrators often report severe fake crises, such as active shooters or hostage situations, to harass, intimidate, or create chaos.
They think you did this?
Correct.
They think you did that.
Correct.
To some party in Kentucky, fucking
Tennessee.
What the fuck is wrong? Where did they get this shit from? And why are these two fucking douchebags?
I didn't know, and I thought, oh, he's here to entertain the ladies, because he was wearing a little bit of we might have said it wrong yesterday. We thought it was a stripper.
I really did.
Yeah, but this man,
I know that fat fuck to the right. Who's the fucking hillbilly?
Yeah, this man was standing there, and he was looking very confused because someone and do you know Emily C?
What?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
What does Emily C always say? Something with FOFA and find out or something.
Fuck around and find out.
No, she says FOIA and find out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
God, please don't tell her that. Please don't tell her. Please. Sorry. Yes. Sorry.
So this young man stands in the door and looks very perplexed, and says, "Did any of you call the police?" And I thought, well, maybe the expert had something that he needed to. I don't know. I have been a lot of trouble over here. So I said no, and I can't remember who else talked to him. And then finally people came over, they went outside. So you talked to the young gentleman. What did he say?
So I go walking up and I'm like, because I really did. It was probably 75, 100 feet from where I was to the door. I look up, I was like, oh my gosh, I promise you guys when I say this, I really thought, it's like, somebody called a freaking stripper, because the guy looked confused. He looked lost. And
there was only so many women in the room at that time. So maybe he thought it was a different kind of show. Well,
I'm just going to pause that for a second. So the first thing that is really pissing me off about this is how absolutely casual and jokingly they are discussing this. They thought it was a stripper. There's not women in the room. They're talking about a swatting event. They're saying that someone called in a massive fake crime to jack them up or whatever. And as this goes on, there are people that are saying there were children at this event. These children were there. The person who did this put children in danger, where police show up and they shoot first and ask questions later. Okay. But this is them discussing it that night.
Oh, when he saw Valhalla, he was probably like, "Oh, it's another one of those, huh?" But no, I went over and I said, "Hey, man, how you doing? I'm an expert. This is my event tonight." And he's like, "All right, cool, man." He's like, "So, what's going on?" And I was like, "Nothing.
What?
Can I help you in any way?" He said, "Yeah, got a call. There's a disturbance over here." And I was like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you this part of the story. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. This is so funny." Anyway, I was like, no. I mean, there's no disturbance. I mean, there's people coming in and out. I really thought maybe the guy was also like a security, for the place, because he looked perplexed.
Yeah, he looked a little like I didn't know there was going to be an event here tonight, so maybe I need to check that they rented the place or something
Looking
like
back
that.
on it, I'm very surprised I didn't immediately check to make sure that my payment went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that happening. But anyway, so Sard, he said no. He's like, so what's going on or whatever, and I was like, nothing, man. I was like, what's happening? There's a disturbance call. Well, I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, I'll see it. I know it. I don't know. He's like, you never got the right place. And then I said, well, listen, man. I was like, we're YouTubers here. We're kind of having a party thing, and which is funny because I do not remember the last time I've been to a party and the police weren't there. But
Iris said that it's not a party till the police have been fed.
FED, like Fed,
No,
like federales.
No, Iris. Iris always leaves a plate out for when the police raids her parties.
Yeah, dude, Iris, it's not like Santa Claus. Okay, don't get excited. Anyway,
We're not.
Yeah, he always has cookies and milk
yeah,
for the
no,
police.
cookies and milk, cookies and milk for the police. But anyway, so then I said, we're YouTubers. He's like, oh, he's like, let me ask you, anybody, are y'all using prop guns for anything? And I was like, no, we're not using props. And he's like, well, we got a call that there are people like guns.
I can see them now.
here. And I was like, well, man, this is Tennessee. And he's like, yeah, I know. I was like, this is what the call was. Weird, right? This is what the cop says. This is the cop talking. He's so perplexed about it. And I was like, no, man, we ain't got no props. He's like, no, we got plenty of guns. He's like, yeah, like he's like, we start talking, okay. And I'm very, those of you that don't know, I'm very, very pro law enforcement. I really respect the job they do and everything. I have lots of friends that are law enforcement. I'm just into that whole thing, okay. And so I was like, man, no, dude, there's nothing like that. I was like, we're just setting up right now. And he's like, oh, okay, we had got the call about a prop, stuff. Or he says a prop because he looked so confused.
Jeffrey.
And I said, no, I appreciate it, but I was like,
I know.
Yeah, I got a feeling someone probably called you to ruin our good time. He's like, man, he goes, that sucks, doesn't it? I was like, yeah, we're trying to have fun. And then next thing you know, he and I were talking guns. He's like, you guys do have enough, right? I mean, he's asking me, he's like, you're good? And I was like, man, I have never said anything like this before. The only person I know that doesn't have a carry permit is Broken Baker.
I'm going to ask you a question because I'm not American. So you have 52 states.
Around there, yeah.
Hello.
And every state have different rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I, for
50,
instance, were
counting.
in Alaska, it's not the same as in Tennessee.
No.
So if I might wanted to destroy a party based on the state's laws I was in and call a swatting, would it be really, really smart to check out the laws in the state I did it in?
Well, yeah, actually, you know, what's funny about that is I did do all that beforehand. And Tennessee has some of the strongest anti-swatting laws in the country, and they also have some of the strongest anti-slap laws. They were very, very
Sounds like a Tennessee problem. though.
pro-individual here.
I heard you actually recently strengthened the laws against false reporting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
So to answer the question for the person who is very kindly asking, not trying to be a smartass, but why is this relevant? We're going to discuss this because this is where they first state that they were victims of swatting, and then at a future live stream by the expert, he states that I'm responsible for that. And then this idea that I'm responsible for a swatting event, that I put children in danger, all of this has added to already what's going on, and it is just not something I'm just going to allow to move forward. So okay.
Sorry, I thought he was joking.
So on this live, this is where they discuss it, talk about it, and give their take on it. This causes the internet and all the supporters of every content creator that was there. So the baker, the expert, Will, all of these people, all of them have said that they got swatted. All of them have talked about how dangerous it was. All of them have talked about how there were children there. All of them have, perpetuated the insinuating that I'm responsible for it. Now, this guy over here, the expert, has all but said my name, but he has made statements specifically that are only relating to me. And so this event that they were at is, I'm not going to kick Jeffrey out. It's fine. I don't co-sign that because I'm being serious. So I want you to be.
These guys can't be taken seriously. I can't take that shit seriously.
Okay.
They sound like fucking.
Sure. The internet is taking
That
their
is wild.
accusations
Look,
very
that doesn't
seriously.
say much for the fucking internet
So stay here
or
for a
Tennessee.
second.
Where's the fat one from? Where's Chubbs from?
Jeffrey.
Isn't he the one that started all this bullshit? Fucking douche. Puppets.
So this is another
Oh, here we go.
app.
Here we
We'll
go.
stop this one. Hold on.
More hillbillies sitting around talking about how they married each other.
So there's this one. I know.
Sure. Okay. But he's got his own real life problems. You guys know, I mean, as weird of
Jeffrey!
a place that
I
Denmark
know,
might be.
I'm trying.
They have people over there.
Hard.
They have things over there. They have lives.
Like,
Over.
no offense, but like, what do you want me to do? Like, you're trying to make a joke out of it too, and like, I get it. No, but like,
There. And sometimes you have to be there for the people around you. And Baker was thinner than butter on toast. I know that feeling.
I'm sorry. It's
He
just
was
I'm not
being
here as a
stretched
joke.
in
I
so
understand,
many
but I
directions,
don't
but yet
have-
you can't
I don't have the time
stop.
for anything right
You
now. We're
just-
gonna move.
Because
through
you know
this.
why? That's what men do.
So
We put one foot in front of the other. So no,
I don't know where in this stream this is happening, but it's in this stream. And the name of this stream is the Reckoning. It's in this stream where this man, whoever he is, doubles down on the swatting and me, like being responsible for that. So let me share with you the comments that are, and I know everybody loves Jeffrey, but like, I do too. I don't have the patience for anything less than like getting through this because it's very serious as far as I'm concerned. hold on one second. Give me 1 second. All right. So the statements in this stream from this man say, so the transcript from this, he's talking about it. I start talking to the cop. Somebody said, yeah, you know, like there were disturbance down here and stuff. I'm like, no, man. I was like, hey, it didn't hit me. I was like, we're YouTubers, you know, we're just doing an event tonight. He's like, oh, the YouTubers. Look, I know I'm an airhead. I get that. You really think I'm not going to go ahead and let police and everything know that there's an event happening in case anybody calls and tries to do something? He's the only cop that showed up. He had to do his thing. So the cop, he's like, okay, let me ask you, you guys have any prop guns? And I was like, no, we don't have any prop guns. He's like, okay, because we got a call. Like, you know, someone may have prop guns or running. And he goes, no, I take it back. It was running around with guns. Now, the smart aleck in me, he's like, I don't run. No, I'm kidding. Blah, blah. Like this whole story about prop guns, swatting, and this call to the police, this swatting call to the police. And statements made about me. And all of the statements that allude to it being me. So at some point, and I believe it's here, and I don't have the timestamps because I was kind of running ahead of things here. Somewhere in here or somewhere online, this man says, prove it's not you to me. Prove it's not me. And my whole theory has been we're not acknowledging something that we're not responsible for. There is a theory that I have that if you start really drawing attention to something, it will get crazier. And so we have the timestamp. Let's do that then.
SWAT us. She said, she claims she found out right there on the street that somebody tried to SWAT us. And she's like, I had nothing to do with that. I have no reason to not believe that. Think about that one. You can believe whoever you want to believe. Now, it could be some kid somewhere playing Roblox and they got bored. I mean, that was really going to suck for them because it's a 5-year, you're facing a 5-year felony in Tennessee if you do that. Yes, and the police know that what you did. Okay, I mean, everybody knows that stuff. I'm not following anything. I'm not going to do anybody else's work for them. I don't need that. You know why? Because we ain't got time for that. We ain't got time to mess around with the dredges of society. We got our own things to do. We got bigger.
You don't have time to authenticate who's responsible for swatting you and almost killing you and the children at this event? I do.
Fish to fry, so to speak. But this week was hell, right? Yeah, what day is today? Is it yeah, it's Monday. She left. I thought first thing it was Tuesday. Sorry. So in the meantime, our friend Brogan Baker changes his flights. We cross our T's and dot our I's over here in the expert world. Remember, I'm the guy, my Friday Night Live. Okay. I'll be having Friday Night Live this Friday, too. I have it every Friday. I talked to Volstorm today. Everybody's gone, right? Like, Valhalla's over in the sunset where he lives, very far away, very, very far away. Baker. It was actually after Volstorm got back in town. Because he took it to Baker. He changed airports and everything, man.
All right. So we're going to remove this from the screen because I just can't even look at it anymore. So here's what we're going to do. At some point later on today, if not today, tomorrow, I am going to upload a Google Doc. I just have to scrub everything from it so that the people who assisted me with it, their names aren't attached. I'm going to upload a Google Doc, and everything that I have about this is going to be a part of it. Okay. And I will share it with you. Every comment where somebody said that I called, every comment where someone insinuated I called, every comment where the content creator perpetuated the rumor that I called, all of it, all of these clips, everything. Every time somebody said swatting call, Just Machado, all of it. Okay. The babies, the kids, all of it. That's all going to be included in what I have for you. So right here, they're talking about me. Did she threaten victims, meaning the victims of the swatting? I hope they catch the shit stain who did this and make a glaring example of them. Baker on his stream saying, we will not go quietly into the night. By the way, swatting in Tennessee can lock you up for 3 to 15 years. Simple false reporting can get you 2 to 12. So buckle up. Baker plans to just make you whatever, blah, 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 blah. It keeps going. This is the most important thing. Okay. Well, let's pull this off for 1 second. So somewhere someone says, prove it's not me. And after I got over the whole idea that we're not going to address this because it's stupid for me to give any clout or anything to something I had absolutely nothing to do with, the tide shifted where I saw that this was catching a lot of steam. A lot of randos, like nice people on the internet are like, I can't believe Just Machado would do this. And this is, I like Jess, but this takes it too far. I hope you guys, well, I actually FOIA'd around and find out. And what's very peculiar to me is that nobody else has. The people who are the victims of something haven't done any of the things that I've done. So the first thing we did is we started by calling the Knoxville Police Department. The first call I made to the Knoxville Police Department was right here. And so here I am saying that I made a phone call at 6:05 p.m. And I didn't have much information at this time. So the first thing I did was I called and I spoke with an officer and I said, listen, here's exactly why I'm calling you. Now it was after hours. It was 6:00 p.m. or it's after hours. I spoke with the person on the non-emergency line. I kind of told her, I said, I'm really trying to authenticate a police phone call or an incident. I said, I know it's after hours. Is there a voicemail that I can leave my information? And she said, well, we still have an officer here that can help you with that. And I said, great. So I was connected to a police officer who was inside Knoxville Police Department. There's the call log. There's the phone number. And it's the call at 6:05 p.m. So I really didn't have anything. But what I did was I said, listen, there was an event down in Knoxville on this date, and these people are saying that they were swatted. And while my name isn't specifically mentioned, there is a lot of insinuating that I'm responsible for this. And I thought for sure I could just kind of let this go, but now I think I actually have to go and I have to find out who did this so that I can make sure I'm not getting responsible for this. getting charged for this. So, or whatever. So this phone call at 6:05, I have no information. All I do is call and I speak with this officer who goes behind the desk, and he says, I can take a look at our call logs from that night. And I said, okay, so here's the night of the event. I don't have an address. I said, but it was a swatting call with prop guns or running around with guns. And as you can see by the length of the call, let me see if, can you see that? So we talked for 15 minutes and 52 seconds. The majority of that time was spent me discussing like him going through calls. So he had it right in front of him, and he was going through all of the calls in the call log for that night. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what time this would have come through. It's possible it was the night before and then it's the day after. Like, I'm not really sure. And he was like, okay, I can check the night before. He goes, but I have nothing for swatting or gun props or anything like that. He said, the only thing I do have is, he's like, I do have a concern about a gun, but it was on the campus of the University of Tennessee. Now, the University of Tennessee has their own police department. Okay. And he said, the chances of them having an event that they were not privy to or a part of is slim to none. He said, but he said, what I would recommend is you could call them and you could ask them about the incident. He said, however, he said it was not swatting. And he's like, and I have the address of the call, where it came from, and where they think the gun was. And they thought the gun was on campus inside a like a community rec room. So it automatically eliminated that the only call that Knoxville, Tennessee Police Department had on the night of this event involving a gun or a potential gun happened to be on the campus of the University of Tennessee. And this police officer didn't say that it fit any of what we were talking about. He wasn't swatting. It was like, we think somebody here has a gun. So we eliminated that one. And he pushed back and he said, listen, I just scanned through all of this. He said, but it's possible that you just need to go back and get more information. He said, I can type in an address. Do you know an address? And I said, no, I don't have an address. And so he's like, well, if you find an address, call me back. And I said, okay. And then I reached out to one of my besties. And I said, is there a chance that you can find the invitation for this event online? And they found the invitation online. And it showed the address of the location. So now I have the address of the location. And if you go back and you watch the live streams and you listen to what they're saying that they're setting up for an event. And there's video of them setting up for the event. There's video of the location. And before I call back, I take the time to go online and type in that address and look at the venue. And the venue is exactly as I saw online in the videos. So we're crossing our T's and dotting our I's, and we are looking at the videos from the event, the photos at the event, and we're comparing them to the invitation address, which matches up. And then we're taking that address and we're plugging it into Google, and then we find the actual location and their website. We further authenticated that this was the exact location, as in one of the live streams, I believe the first one that I showed you between the baker and the expert, he jokes and he says our like attorney is across the way. So here's the event venue, 221, event venue, 221 Cumberland Avenue. And right here is the location. And then right across the street is the law firm. And this is referenced in one of the audios live streams where he discusses the event and the swatting happening right across the street from the attorney. So we have everything, I believe, enough to authenticate that this is exactly where this occurred. We have the venue address, we have the venue name, we have an extra layer with photos and videos matching up with the photos and videos on the website. And then we have an actual like connection with an attorney right across the street. This is enough. So we called back. And that phone call is right here. And that's the 708 phone call. And at this point, I spoke with the officer and I said, I actually have an address. Same officer that I spoke with before. And he said, sure thing, give me the address. And he plugs the address in and he tells me that there is no calls for anything to that address on the night that I asked. Okay, which we just saw the invitation. Let's get that back up again. There's the event, June 5th. There's no calls for service here. There's no 911 calls. There's no swatting calls. There's nothing for this night. So then I said, okay, maybe I'm wrong about the date. Could you please do the 6th? And could you please do the 4th? And he said, sure. And he said he went back 6 months and there was no phone call for the police to this location. He said, swatting is a very serious crime. A SWAT call would have had multiple police response and it would have been documented. And I said, okay, great. Now I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I asked him before I end, I said, do you have access to the 911 phone calls? And he said, we do. And I said, do I have to submit a public records request for that? And he said, well, if you call during regular business hours, the person who handles those could go and take a look at that right now for you. And I said, I wouldn't have to wait for it. And he said, no. I said, okay. So a whole week has passed of a very dangerous swatting event where there were children involved. And the 911 call has been available at the fingertips of anybody this whole time. And nobody happened to call and nobody got it yet. The only reason I couldn't get it is because, as you can see, my calls were at 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock p.m. after hours. But the 911 call has been available to be received by people at any point in time over the past week and nobody got it. Awesome. Also by people who live in Knoxville or around that area, could drive to the police station and ask for a copy of the police report. They could ask for a copy of what happened with this massive swatting event, or they could get a copy of the 911 call on a jump drive or download it to their phone, and nobody has gotten that yet. While you're all out here fucking raking me and telling me that I'm responsible for it. Got it. That's okay. Keep going. At 7:19 p.m., I called the venue and I asked to speak with the owner. And I had a very lovely conversation with Tom Hensley. He is such a wonderful man. And Tom Hensley has owned this venue for quite some time. And I explained to Tom Hensley who I was. I said, my name is Jessica. I live in Massachusetts. I said, and I am apologizing for calling you after hours at 7 o'clock at night. But I am in a situation and I am really just trying to figure out what's going on here. And I told him that there was a swatting event that took place at his venue on the 5th, and that people are loosely accusing me of being responsible for it. And I said, and I'm kind of beside myself. I kind of let it go, and I wasn't really sure. I said, but now at this point, there are really regular, nice people that are basically saying they're disappointed in me, and it's going to be terrible for me. And, you know, I was calm and cool and collected, but Mr. Hensley was wonderful. And Mr. Hensley is offended that people are saying that an event took place at his location where guns were possibly involved or a swatting incident, because Mr. Hensley is a good businessman and he wants to have decent event locations. He has 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Funny thing about this event location, the Knoxville Police Department hosts their Christmas party there every year. And Mr. Hensley is in attendance and he knows the police officers very, very well. So Mr. Hensley spoke with staff and he confirmed that there were no police called or a swatting event that occurred that night. Nobody on his team informed him of such. And furthermore, Mr. Hensley believes with confidence that because of his very close relationship to the Knoxville Police Department, that had a swatting event occurred at one of his businesses, they would have called him directly. Speaking to Mr. Hensley, they have his number. They know him. And no one called him. And there was no swatting event. And there was no talk of guns or prop guns or anything like that. And Mr. Hensley told me that he is very happy to go on record in an email to say as such. Now, I don't want to drag Mr. Hensley, the owner of the 221 club or venue, into this, but it's a very important part of this conversation where there are accusations being levied, maybe not against everybody, but certainly by the statements made by the expert and supported by people like the Baker and other people, that somebody, maybe Jess Machado, is responsible for that. And I'm not going to let people run their mouths and say what they want to say. Now, the last piece of this puzzle is to speak with the person who has the 911 calls and ask if they could go through and see if any calls came. And since this whole thing happened on Friday, I was able to go through and really narrow down the time, because he actually, the expert, goes on a live stream and he says, while we were setting up. So now we have how soon they could get into the venue, what time the venue event started, and it's somewhere in that time frame. So now we can be very specific. Now, at this point, indeed, there may have been a 911 call, but they don't have a record of an officer responding to it. There is no record in the Knoxville Police Department of a 911 call and a responding officer to this location for a swatting event. Okay. So now when I was talking about this with other people and my husband, I said, when I write a story or I do an investigative piece, it's like Sudoku, right? So the 1 can't be anywhere on here except one time, and the 7 can only be across here. If you know what Sudoku is, it's like a puzzle where one number can only go in one spot. And if you put a 7 in a spot where it shouldn't be, it's going to mess up the whole puzzle. And I wanted to finish this puzzle with the 911 call. And I felt as if somebody stops turning, if somebody comes out tonight and says, we're not allowed to talk about this, if I wanted to talk about all of the things that I just said, I wouldn't be a good team player. And so I needed to get this out now, beforehand. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish it. I can't speculate on exactly what happened here. I've heard multiple statements made by people that they saw police officers or security or all of these things. But what in my opinion, what I believe is happening here is that there is a massive exaggeration on something very, very serious that is impacting my reputation, and it is causing me to lose money. It is causing me to lose followers. It is causing me to have to defend myself. And it's a very serious accusation. There isn't much else that I would really actually look into or care about in this whole situation that's going on. But if there was a swatting event, and by the way, swatting is the word that Baker used. And after the word swatting is used, there are people that are talking about people getting killed and people getting hurt and all of these things. That is a very serious statement. Very serious statement. Now, part of me wanted to make sure I had the last piece, which is to authenticate whether there was a 911 call or whether there wasn't. But I think it's important to note that based on my conversations with Knoxville PD, whoever has a vested interest in this could have had the 911 call if it exists already. There's no real, I mean, one of the first things I noticed, I'm just going to pop this on the screen. That's not true. And so I'm just going to wait. Somebody send me the timestamp if you don't mind, because I know everybody's watching that is following this. Could somebody find on The Reckoning where he talks about, like, he doesn't say my name. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So, there was a sign there already, because when they're saying swatting and yet they're laughing about it and joking about it, it didn't seem serious to me. And then also, you know, I did take into consideration maybe people, Moons and Oceans have it. Can you get me the timestamp of it? And I'll pull theirs up if they have it on their stream. Will accused me indirectly. Everybody was doing this. Listen, I don't really care whether you think like they needed to say Jess Machado swatted us. I don't really care about that. The damage is done. It was insinuated. Everybody knew it. 302.
The dark forces stop us. Okay. So, what they did to Baker and what they said about you and Baker is disgusting. Yeah. Angie, they tried to swat you. What they said, I'll take sticks and stones can break my bones, right? But words can never harm me. I'll take those words all day long. But they tried to do that. No. What's up, kiddo? Emily C, y'all. Amazing. You talk about light, right? Oh, wait, hold on. Emily C, do you have a stream tomorrow morning at 10, right? Go over to her place, guys. She has another interview. I found out about it following her channel. It's so, man, you know, I'm so blessed to be surrounded by such talented, wonderful. Your actions, though, there's a lot of other things. I mean, you messaged Baker and said, get over it. I'm not apologizing. Think about that. You can't apologize, but you can tell someone to get over it. What's your intent there? What do you want to see out of that? You want him to strike back at you so you can have another show about it. And I hope you got a lot of content out of me, babe. Oh, yeah. Liz Barnes, how you doing? Yeah, I know anybody can request it and all stuff. There's all those things. But here's the thing. All the other actions done in the United States of expert, you don't have to do process. Prove to me you didn't do it. Because all of her other actions, if she didn't make the actual phone call, somebody around her today. You gotta remember your words have meanings. You don't know who's listening to you. You gotta. That's why I want to talk about happy things. I don't want to bring people down. I don't want to get the. I don't want anybody to turn to John Hinckley and be like, if I did something extraordinary, Jodie Foster might pay attention to me. Those of you that don't know that, look at the history.
Is that enough? So I don't want to bore you with the details. I already told you I'm going to open up these Google Docs that have all of these things in it for you. And I'm not really the best at switching screens and things like that. I didn't spend the past 3 days putting this all together as a joke. I didn't spend all of this time reading and watching content that literally fries my brain cells. That's all there for you. It's very clear who he's talking about. He's speaking specifically about my words that I used in a private message to Baker. He is telling me to prove it. Well, I can't necessarily prove that it wasn't me yet, but I've yet to find proof that this actually even happened. I've yet to find proof because essentially we're trying to find the call. We're trying to find the log. We're trying to find the police record. We're trying to find anybody that has anything to say that there was a swatting call to the venue where you were setting up. I cannot find it. And the fuck around find out or the fuck around and FOIA out and stuff like that. And then like what's really upsetting to me is like and I've watched this happen over the past couple days. They're like adding Emily C to this, right? And they're like, well, Emily C and FOIAs and blah, 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 blah. Emily C is her own entity. Emily C is her own thing. She does her own thing. Stop trying to drag her into this stuff because there's a lot of explaining to do, right? Do you want her to start putting in public records requests? Did she? Is that what you're saying? Like Emily C should be doing it? Leave her out of it. Put in your own fucking public records request or just get in your car and drive to the police station. I'm doing it from fucking Massachusetts. Find out where the report is. Why does Knoxville PD not have a police report for this? Why, after I called them with an address, do they not have any calls to this location? Why does the owner of this property tell me that staff never said that there was any type of event there? Why does the owner of this property tell me he has such a good relationship with the police officers? They have their annual Christmas party there every year, and he knows that they would call him directly and tell him. Why is the owner of this property upset at the even notion that there would be a swatting-like event at his property that he has managed to make successful? Who the fuck are you people, and why are you lying about shit? I don't know. Like, I can't, like I was discussing this earlier. I can't imagine people would lie about a police officer being there, right? Like, who would lie and say, like, oh, I saw a police officer there? Is it possible he was there for another reason? Is it possible that he drove by? Is it possible it wasn't a police officer and it was someone who looked like a police officer? Was it security? What was it? But if you guys made such a big fucking deal about this and you made it out that it was me, and you put out a challenge to me to tell me that I needed to prove that it wasn't me, and I took you up on that challenge, and now I can't even find the actual event, you have some explaining to do. And I don't know if you're going to get to do that before the white flag goes up and all the content creators are going to tell everybody we're not going to talk about it anymore. But why the fuck not can't we talk about it anymore? I'm not even going to talk about the hypocrisy that's going on right now about how I said something about fucking the baker, and I'm not allowed to do that. And I've just destroyed everything. When Will the Glairer literally was posting about me months ago, shit talking me. And the comment section was fucking, I'm not even going to show it because we're going to focus on the most dangerous thing of all, which is you guys are accusing me, you fucking asshole, are accusing me of swatting your event, putting people in jeopardy and in danger and having children possibly getting killed over your statements. So you need to all figure it out. I don't want to do this on a Sunday. I don't want to spend time doing this on a Sunday, but I felt like there was going to be some sort of movement going on tonight where people were going to be told everybody should stop talking about this. And then what? Tomorrow, after I get off the phone with the police department and I find out there's no 911 call, I want to come out and I want to tell it. And then I'm going to look like an asshole. So we're going to get it in just under the fucking deadline, right? Of where everybody is fucking saying we're all going to move on. I'm not going to move on. I'm not going to move on. You shouldn't move on either. You should get to the bottom of this. Why doesn't Knoxville PD have a record of a phone call for a swatting event at your location? This is a very serious offense. It's very serious, with 3 to 15 years in jail for doing something like this. There was never any doubt that this wasn't a swatting event. Baker said it right then and there. First thing, he said it was a swatting event. His words first, swatting us. Call 911 and swatted us. It wasn't a SWAT. There's nothing. You mean to tell me Knoxville PD wouldn't fucking document a swatting event at a venue downtown? Sure. A post from Will said, I want to send a big thank you to whoever the spineless twat was that had such a problem with Broken Baker defending himself from horrible accusations from an independent journalist that they attempted to swat the expert live show and meet and greet in Knoxville last night. Unfortunately for the spineless twat. Now, this is Will saying it's me. It's him saying this is me, the independent journalist unfortunately for the spineless twat, the cops showed up very early, even before I got there, and it completely backfired. Good times were had with really good people who traveled from all over to meet these creators. That worked out really hard. They worked really hard to make a fun show experience. But thanks for having me. Blah, 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 blah. Independent journalist. He's not talking about Jessica Walsh. He's talking about me. It's clear as day. You're saying it was me. Clear as day. This guy is saying it's me. Well, what are you saying it was me? Because nobody seems to know about it. Poor Tom Hensley doesn't know that a swatting event occurred at his venue. I can't believe it. It's crazy. Give me a second. I have more docs. Might as well. It's 5:55 on Sunday. It's my time to cook dinner. I have an alarm set up for that. Hold on. I don't want to sort through anything that doesn't involve the swatting. I'm not going to do it. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So Knoxville PD does not have a report for a swatting event. They don't have a report on it. There's no log of a swatting event at that location. The owner of the venue asked staff, and they said that they had no police swatting event that took place on the property. We checked. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I don't know if I put the, I'm sorry. I don't know if I covered all my bases. I contacted this one. I contacted the Knoxville Sheriff's Office. So we checked with the Sheriff's Department because there's a sheriff down there as well. They also ran the address. They did not get the call. She also talked to me about 911 calls, and they would have gone through Knoxville PD first, and they would not have gone through the Sheriff's County at all. The only time they would have responded would have been if they had been requested by Knoxville PD, which, by the way, she told me for a swatting event, they would be requested. I mean, she's saying that they would most likely be called for that. I mean, we can't presume, but, she said if there was an event such as a swatting event that involved guns, there was a very good chance that the Sheriff's Department would have been called into that, but they have no record of anything at that location as well. Now, could I be wrong about absolutely everything? Yes. Could I be wrong about the venue this took place at? Yes. Could I be wrong about the weekend? Yes. Could I be wrong about the time? Yes. Could I be wrong about them insinuating that it's me? Yes. Could I be wrong about there not being a report? Yes. Could I be wrong about the owner and have the wrong owner, and I spoke to someone that isn't even the owner of this venue? No. But he did give me the name of the person that rented the event, and that's you, Valhalla, right? So it's definitely you. It's definitely there. It's definitely all of it. So again, I like the Sudoku puzzle to just kind of like be completely filled. The 911 call is the last piece of it, but I just didn't want to wait. I don't know if I'll revisit it, but what I would like to think is that the people who were swatted, The Baker is saying, if you're wasting your time watching anything but Melanie Little and need a little fact material, why do I have this if nothing happened? Note the feds. So he's saying that this is through Knox County Emergency Communications District. If you're requesting audio, you will have to resubmit your request again and select that you want the printout of the audio. Also, FBI reviews these files. There is a hold on the release of them pending an open investigation. Again, maybe it's true, but Knoxville PD doesn't have any record of any of this. So I don't know. I don't think Jess M did it. In my opinion, it was someone else with the same first name. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess, let me think about this. So if they did, and there's another entity, so Knoxville County Emergency Communications District. I also submitted a request for the body cam footage of the police officer that responded. We didn't have, and that's another piece I forgot to, when I went to put in a request for the body camera, but it was asking for the report. And it was from that I said, I need to call and get the report, and they didn't have the report. So I did put in a request for the body camera footage, but we didn't have a specific report. We only just had the basics. So hard to say. The bigger issue I have is that I have had no choice but to go down a hole and call these people and ask these questions, because the accusations are that it's me. The video from the expert is right there. The post from Will is right there. And people going all in that this is me and that I'm responsible for this, and I don't even have proof that it existed, is pretty crazy. And I just don't know how there could be a swatting event taking place and nobody in Knoxville PD has it. I just, hold on one second. These people. So I need to play the clip of the expert by himself. It's okay. So the most important thing here is that I am in an unfortunate situation of having to prove who did this or prove that it's not me based on the statements made by the Will, the expert, and Baker. And I'm very frustrated that I even have to do that. I'm thinking about the long-term repercussions of like how much longer we're going to allow this statement to be thrown around out there. And it's just caught on like wildfire. There's a whole folder of screenshots. I saw somebody in the chat that isn't even a part of me looking into this. Amy is there and she's like, I've got screenshots too. I mean, it's relentless. If it's not me, it's Jessica Walsh, but I'm not Jessica Walsh's like keeper. So I really just care about myself and my reputation. And people need to do some work. People need to find out what's going on. People need to get what's happened here and get to it. And I did my part at this point. If it was a swatting event, the way that is being described, and the way that the Baker uses the term and the way people are talking about possibly getting killed when police show up, then this is a big deal, right? You can't have it both ways. You can't say, you put children's lives at risk and that, children, and then it not have actually been that. And then furthermore, you need to come with some proof that it was me. You need to come up with some proof that it was anybody in this household, anybody at all that has anything to do with me. And if it's not me, then you better issue some sort of a statement to say it wasn't, because this is not, it's not okay what's been happening to me. There's too much of it. And people, you don't like me because I fucking made fun of you and your accent, that's fine. But you cannot go around and say I did something I didn't do and let it catch fire like that. It's crazy that you're doing that. I can't even begin to talk about it. Like there's so many other things like that can come down the road from this, like bad shit that are going to come from this. Retaliation, people swatting me. Like it's just fucking nuts. Like you can't control all your followers. right, Baker? You can't control all of the people that love you and shower you with attention and views. What if somebody there wants to be a vigilante against me and come after me because of swatting your event where you were scared and children almost died? Like, this is fucked up shit that you guys are doing. Like, prove it. Knoxville PD does not have a copy of any call or police presence to this location. I spoke with this person. The first time he didn't have it, and then a second time with the address he didn't have it. What I'm just telling you, like, I put the receipts on the screen. Here's my phone calls. This is what I said. And then I spoke to Tom, and Tom said that he was not aware of anything, and he spoke with staff and that the police would have called him. So, you know, like I already said earlier on, in the event that the police were there, then maybe they drove by. Maybe there was a cop that drove by and heard a complaint or heard noise or saw something and got out of his car. That's not a SWAT. And then when you say SWAT, and then people go and say swatting events are dangerous, and you go and you say people die from swatting events, that's fucked up. So prove it's a swatting event. Show me where it is. And you guys do it. If you were hurt so badly and this was such a detriment to your event, so much so you guys are laughing and joking all night long, fine. But the reality of what's being put upon me and that I'm responsible for it, it's all out there. Everybody's doing it. It's fucking nuts. And if there is some sort of like bullshit fucking white flag thing that comes up tonight where all the content creators are not going to talk about it anymore, I'm not going to get fucking caught tomorrow bringing this up. So I'm bringing it up tonight. I'm not going to bring this up again. I talked about this today and how I feel about this. I am done with everybody and everything. I'm on my own. I have built my show on my own. I'm going to keep my show on my own. I don't want to collab with anybody. I don't want to talk about anybody. I don't want to do anything. I just want to do my own show with my own talent, my own work, and do my own fucking shit. I'll cover whatever fucking court cases I want to. I'll go to Aiden's fucking shit if I want to. I'll keep covering that shit like I've done for years. I'll do whatever the fuck I want to do. And that's it. Leave me the fuck alone. You guys are all fucking liars and backstabbers and bitches and babies, and you can't take a fucking joke. Everybody makes fun of everybody, including me, comes at me, but when I say something, I've just ruined the whole fucking internet. Maybe if any one of the content creators that are out here ever fucking did a live stream after Will posted on his Facebook account about me, after the whole Karen Reed recording shit, all his mean shit he said about me, maybe if one content creator said something, then another would have, and another would have, another one, and we would have had the same fucking shit happen back then, right? But nobody fucking said shit about me. Nobody ever fucking came to my defense. They let him run his mouth about me all over the fucking internet, and then nobody said shit. And you know who else didn't say shit? Me. I didn't say anything because I'm not a bitch. Okay. And that's what me joking about Baker. He wants to make a big deal. It's a big fucking problem. His whole weekend was ruined. Okay. Sure. If it's so fucking traumatic for you, then tell everybody to stop live streaming about it. Tell Laura, stop getting in everybody's chats. You're in everybody's chats. Everybody's live streaming about it and you're in the chats. You've never been in the chats. You don't go in the chats. Now you're in there now, hyping everybody up and like co-signing everybody talking about it. Good for fucking you, dude. Good for fucking you. I got your fucking number. I've had it since the very fucking beginning. You're an exaggerator and you're a bitch and you're a baby. And I'll say that now and I don't fucking care. You guys want to go out and you want to say that I swatted your event. I want proof it's a SWAT. I want proof that fucking there was police presence. I want proof of all of it. Because there are at least two people, the expert and Will, who both have audiences that they influence, that are saying it was me. I'm forever in the middle of the space of not giving a fuck, but also caring a fuck. And I'm over it. And this shit dragging Aiden into it is also fucking nuts. I haven't said one word about him or to him, and I'm not going to. But I'm going to tell you something. If people start fucking turning on me, that would be sad. And everybody on the other side would be right. I'm just going to keep doing me and doing my thing and just doing my stuff. And that's it. So Um, I would never be looking into the swatting event that happened with a bunch of content creators that I don't interact with. It would not even be something I'm interested in. I have no choice but to get involved in this because I'm being accused of doing a crime. And it's spreading like wildfire, and I'm pretty fucking tired of it. I can't even make eye contact. I'm so aggravated with the whole thing. So, we'll wait. We'll wait. I've done my part. I've checked for the reports. I spoke with the owner. I spoke with the county. I spoke with the university, and nobody has it. So if these guys are really trying to get to the bottom of who did it, then like get to it. Hurry up. Don't you want to prove it's me? Like, hurry up. Let's go. I would like to be arrested very quickly. The wedding's over. I'm free. I'm free for the whole summer. So come and get me. Come and arrest me for the swatting that I called into your event that ruined your fucking lives and made kids fucking cry. Come and fucking gut me, you weirdos. You fucking weirdos. It's such a big traumatic event. You're all fucking talking and drinking the whole night long. Fuck you guys. And I swear to fucking God, if somebody swats me, I will sue you. Don't fucking do it. People are weird. You're just weirdos. Talentless weirdos. Valhalla definitely insinuated it was me. Is he in the chat? I feel like I blocked him. Like, where is it? Show me the proof of a swatting event. Show me something. Give me anything. Like, it's like so upsetting. The intent is to cause large-scale deployment of special weapons and tactics, teams, bombs, squads, other police resources. Individuals and institutions are often unaware of the emergency response, causing confusion, frustration, and potential. Hello? Hi.
Wait, I have a question that just occurred to me.
Okay.
Last night I was at Pier 52
Okay.
and they served me a drink.
Okay. Okay. I think you're fine. Correct. Well, I mean, I don't understand. Like, there was a piece of glass missing from the glass. Okay. I just don't think you have any proof that you drank glass. I think you're fine. I mean, I don't know. This is the second time this has happened to you. Why don't you just hand the drink back and say, give me a glass that's not broken? Oh. I mean, I don't want to Google that, but like Google, like if I swallowed a piece of glass, how long would it take for me to show symptoms and what could possibly happen? Nope, TikTok. Nope, not TikTok. Nope, not TikTok. Okay. All right. Okay. Can I call you when I'm done? You're not live, but go ahead. I'm live, but no one can hear you. Yes, go ahead. I'm not really talking. What else do you need? Okay. Okay. I'll call you in a minute. Bye. Okay. Valhalla is not the same person as the expert. No, they're not the same person. Okay, well, I am very much looking forward to people proving that it happened, that it was a swatting event, everybody was in danger, and that there was a police response. And I would like people to find out who's responsible for it and prove that it wasn't me. And your friend, whatever your name is, Valhalla, William, right? That's your name, William. I would like you to get that information out to the public as soon as you possibly can. Because currently, right now, in the absence of any information, everybody thinks it's me, including your friend. The police do not have any information about this event. They do not have any information about it. I gave them the address. I gave them the date. They looked at that address. The owner doesn't know anything about it. Can you imagine that there was a swatting event at this location and nobody informed the owner? Bring up Valhalla. Is he going to be confrontational? He can come on. I don't have a problem with it. Does he want to explain what happened? I mean, happy to do it. There you go. He's always begging to go on people's streams. I mean, I don't even want to be doing this. I'm just done. There's no video or picture of a swatting event. I mean, I can't imagine if people were really scared and it was chaotic. I can't imagine people would remember to take out their phones. I'm not going to say like that would be indicative of them not having like it actually happening. Like I'm not sure I would take out my phone first thing if I was being swatted. He just said that he talked to one cop. You don't need pictures. That's not swatting. There is no police report and there is no police number. I gave them the address. They do not have a police report for it. I put up my phone calls. I called them twice. I submitted a request for the body camera footage for any event responding to the address. So if there was a police officer that responded there, then there's that. Oh, all these are streamers and no videos. Valhalla would never do this, in my opinion. I can't see Valhalla. So is this man saying that there was indeed a swatting event that took place? So I'll be honest with you, from what I've heard about Valhalla, he's like a decent guy. He's very level-headed. So I don't have an issue, but like, did the owner of the venue have security cameras? So that was the last thing that was discussed today. And I said, I felt really bad about even contacting Mr. Hensley on a Sunday. I already talked to him after hours. I already felt like I was encroaching on his personal time. He's fine, and he might be the only honest man in the group. He said he was there, but he did see for himself, or is he just going by expert or Baker's word? I mean, like a swatting event is like, I don't know how anybody who was there couldn't see it or be a part of it. You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't a swatting event and it was a noise call or somebody saying like there's a group of rowdy people or whatever, that's not a swatting event. But then it was irresponsible of the Baker when he was talking with the expert on that live stream that night to say that they got swatted. And then what happened is, because he is a online personality and because the expert is an online personality and they have a group of followers, they took the word swatting and they ran with it. And then they added to that. And they talked about people getting hurt. And there's a whole portion of the Baker talking about, how could you do this with children there? How could you look in, he said, how could you look into the eyes of a fellow friend or streamer at this event? He said it, and I don't have the, he was saying like on his stream, he's going, how could you look at the eyes of the person you're there with in this situation and think, how could this happen to us? Like, he's like all in on this, like 100%, like saying like it was that traumatic where they were looking at each other. I have a lot of people that are telling me that Valhalla is calm, cool, or whatever. So I agree. I've had no interactions with him. I say nothing bad at all. Anyway. I'm not doing this as like a gotcha aha moment. I talked about that before I went live with Jeff. I said, you know, I'm not trying to do a like aha or gotcha. The main reason for doing this is because I'm getting the vibe that there's going to be some sort of like nobody's going to be talking about this any further. And if that's the case, I'm getting this in beforehand because then I'm not going to be dragged for talking about later. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that I can add to this other than I have had no choice because of the expert and Baker making statements to let their followers know that I'm responsible for this, accusing me of being responsible and then making me prove it that it wasn't. Well, I'm trying to prove that. And I'm going down a hole. I'm asking, I'm calling, I'm spending my time putting the pieces together. And I don't really think I should have to do that. But when people are fucking saying that you're committing a crime, I guess I have no choice. So I don't know what else there is to say about any of this. Here's a link. Here you go. All right. He's not coming. I don't see him. So, at this point, if anything, I hope that me doing this prompts or inspires the people who were criminalized and victimized to actually get to the bottom of it. Like, let's go. It's only just my reputation that's out here being accused of committing crimes and stuff like that. So just, get on it. If you think that I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. I sent a link. I don't know. Maybe he can't get it because I have him blocked. I don't have the answer. I don't know. I don't have time to wait. He can't see the link. Hold on. It's because he has me blocked or I have him blocked. I'll get you the link and somebody else he can't see it. Hold on. I'm like so annoyed. I don't see him at all. So, I think I have him blocked. I don't know how to get it to him. Oh, why don't you have him text me at this number and I will text him the number, the link. So if he wants to text me at the number that's on the screen, I will text him the link. Okay, I don't think we're going to be moving forward here, so I would like to probably just go. He's asking for an email. I'm going to put it up. Hello? Hello?
Hi, it's Sarah.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I know you had a specific mission involved with United Airlines. If you go back a couple of months, when the pylon was going to Will, remember when he was getting fired?
Right. Right. I know. He put up a post on Facebook, and it was specifically about me, independent journalist. I texted it to someone, and that person is going through their phone. They have it. And we were discussing, it was 2 different posts, and the chat was crazy. Now his Facebook is gone. So right. Yes. I know. That's right. I know. Well, I mean, it's a pretty serious accusation, and the people that are saying it and perpetuating it are it's people with streams and shows, you know what I mean? So it's like they have influence over more than just a regular person. And there's regular people who I'm watching are saying I like Jess, but this is too much and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going, okay, we're not going to leave it here. So I don't even want anybody to have to do that. This shouldn't even be happening. It's very obvious that there are people who have said things about other people. Will has said things not nice about me, very mean, turning people against me months ago. I never said a word. I didn't think that it would be good to cause a war amongst everybody and everything, because again, for Aiden, the bigger picture, Aiden. But when I now say something that is not being afforded to me, now it's everybody's from the lowest of the low, this Lauren getting on her fucking thing and putting who are you to jump in on this and come at me? You know nothing because I said two fucking jokes about Baker as a joke on my morning stream. It wasn't even a fucking camera facing thing. I wasn't even being serious. It's such bullshit. Yes. Yeah. I have to go because I'm going to end this, but thank you for the call. I always appreciate you. Thanks. Bye. I didn't get a message from Valhalla. This is taking too long. I don't have it. I don't know if he sent it to a different thing. I didn't get it. I didn't get an email from him. I don't know if he's saying he did and he didn't. I don't really know. It's Sunday. We don't have time for this. If he emailed me, I didn't get it. I'm opening my inbox right now. I do not have it. It's possible that he sent it to Jesse Cab 0315@gmail.com. What's for dinner, Jess? Tonight for dinner, we are doing the chicken dish that Jeff really likes. So it's yellow rice from Goya. And then we cut up chicken breasts into small pieces and we put them in a frying pan and we fry them a little bit with oil. And then we add to that so it's a stick of butter, garlic, pimenta, pimenta cotida is how we say it in Portuguese, parsley, lemon juice, and then 2 or 3 packages of Goya packets. And then I add that and then some water, and I let the chicken cook in that for a long time. And then when the rice is just about done, because it cooks separately, then I add a cup of frozen peas to that. And then it finishes. And then we add the chicken, and then we boil 6 eggs, hard boiled, and then cut them up. We put it on top, and then we do sliced like red peppers, like the ones in oil, and sometimes black olives. That is the dinner for tonight. It usually makes so much that we have it on. There we go. Okay, stand by. I think we have an email now. There you go. I bet he did a O instead of a 0. It happens all the time. Tomorrow we are decorating Old Town Hall. So I'm not sure I'm going to have time for dinner. So I made something that we'd have a lot of. So I don't have to cook tomorrow. I get some people are asking me about my car or whatever. We don't know. I guess it's the brake line. We don't know. So our mechanic is right down the street. It's like literally maybe 1 mile down the road. Jeff tried the car. We can drive it. It looks like the brake line. That's the problem. And so we're going to drive it over there tonight when there's like no cars on the road. You know what I mean? So as little cars as possible. And then drive it over there, and then our mechanic's going to look at it. I'm assuming it's just the brake line. That's what Jeff is saying it is. All right. Pulled pork sandwiches for dinner. That sounds yummy. I'm currently in a situation where I've bought more food over the past couple of weeks, and my freezer is absolutely packed. And so I'm almost like can't shop anymore, just like the basics, and I have to just use what I have. I'm waiting for this person to jump on. Oh, there he is.
Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Oh, well, who's going?
I'm Jessica.
I'm Valhalla is what I am.
Nice to meet you.
Same. This whole situation is so crazy. Like, it's all so crazy. There 100% was an attempted swatting. The cops showed up. They said that a man with a gun was reported entering the building. I have no explanation for why there's not a report. I would assume because there wasn't a crime, they didn't fill a report out, right? It's not illegal in the state of Tennessee to open carry a firearm, but he was definitely there for that reason. A couple other things that I wanted to just address real quick. There is no staff in the venue. There's nobody there other than us. It's like a big room that we rent out. The owner wasn't on site. The staff, I'm sure they've got like a cleaning staff or something, but there's nobody that would have vouched for something like that.
Okay.
And I'm 99% sure it was Knoxville PD. Because
that's who I spoke with.
The county and PD have very different cruisers. I'm pretty sure it was PD.
The county said that they would not have been the first to respond to a call
Probably
like that.
I don't know how they would have.
But they also checked their records for calls to that address, and they did not have it.
I believe you. I don't know why that would be.
I mean,
exactly,
the issue here is that it is being so. One of the things that I said earlier today was there are some people who seem like very credible people who are saying that they saw a police officer there. You're one of them, right? Now I'm hearing you, but I saw a comment from someone and I clicked on their profile and they seemed like a decent human being with no like ill intent. And I said to a friend of mine, I said, this is the thing that's I'm hanging up here. Like I'm getting hung up on is like, this woman doesn't seem like she would make this up. But the bigger issue here is that it is being packaged as a very traumatic, dangerous event, right? So there are words that are coming out of the mouths of some content creators where they looked at each other and they were like, can this really be happening to us? That there were children that were there. Like, people are making this out to be a very serious, swatting, dangerous event. And
Well, if I may, and I understand what you're saying, first of all, right? It luckily it wasn't super intense and nobody got hurt, but just the attempt at swatting could have been a very dangerous situation for everybody present. And I think that's the disconnect there, I guess, right? Because it's a serious thing, like especially for what we do. The swatting thing is the vilest of actions to take against a streamer, in my opinion.
of course,
And I'm not saying that you did that. I don't believe you did that personally. I don't think you're that stupid, right? Like you're too smart to be making swatting calls. But I also can't control anybody else's opinions or words.
I have to get involved because other people are using words and statements that liken me to be
understand.
responsible for that.
I
And
understand your frustration.
If
with this
this
situation.
happened to you guys, I would not be interested in finding out who was responsible. I would feel that would be up to you guys to do that. If it was so egregious and so dangerous or potentially dangerous, the way that it is being packaged, then I believe it's up to everybody. But in the absence of anybody coming forward and saying, you know, we have this information, this is what's going on, in the absence of those like facts, it's a breeding ground for rumors that I'm responsible, being perpetuated by streamers. And like if you're watching, you've seen the expert made very specific statements about me. Will has made very specific statements about me. At first, I didn't think it was about me. I thought they were assuming it was Jessica Walsh. And I was like, that's her own battle to fight. Like, you know, like if you do crazy stuff, people are going to accuse you of doing crazy stuff. But this is not what has happened this past week. There are multiple times that this is people saying that it's me.
I've never said that. I don't believe that. And I think more than anything, the timing of all of this, right? With Baker coming to the country and then that stream with her and all of the escalation leading up to it, the timing of it is I think what's got your name in it more than anything.
You seem like a very level-headed person. How can
try to
you
be.
even associate or co-sign with individuals who are perpetuating such an egregious claim about somebody? This is a very serious thing. And you yourself just said about swatting. What if somebody who's a fan of theirs decides to come at me in retaliation and swat me? Because the Glairer is, or Baker or the expert are essentially saying it's me, and they're like going to vindicate them. And I have a family and I have children. Why isn't anybody being sensible enough to like disconnect me from this? Just because I made comments about someone on a stream as a joke, or even if it wasn't, I should not be accused of this.
I didn't accuse anybody of it. I am voicing that I don't think you did it. You know,
Have you said that to your friends?
That I don't think you did it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I
And what
have. I
did they
can't
say?
swear to that. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember, honestly. But I honestly don't. I think that you're smarter than that. Like whoever did it's an idiot. It's an absolute idiot. Because they A, tried to report something that's not a crime, and B, they did it in the first place. I think you would have, if you did it, at least you would have done, you'd have done the research and known that a guy carrying a pew-pew in the state of Tennessee isn't a big deal.
There's nothing
that
that
100
I've ever exhibited in my personality or my life that would ever show that I would be petty enough to care about other people enjoying themselves and to try to disrupt that.
I don't know that much about you, to be honest. I don't know you personally. This is the first time we've ever talked. I just know you from what you did in Kieran Reed and Turtle Boy. And I thought that most of that, all of that was good things. I think,
I didn't do it. I don't think I should have to spend any time looking into it, making phone calls, talking to the owner or anything I don't think I should even have to do this, but I don't think I have a choice. And, you know, Baker is saying, well, he's sharing something right now about some sort of statement to the FBI. Well, that's great. But while nobody's doing anything or looking into this, I'm getting destroyed. You guys want to destroy me over comments I made about him. That's fine. I will handle that. But you guys are accusing me of a crime. And I say you guys, because I mean, you guys were all together that night. Everybody's kind of all co-signing this.
Well, I just to push back on that a little, I've never done any of those. When being in, what is wrong with you? Being sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
We got a new puppy. He doesn't know how to act on the cameras.
He'll get used to it.
Yeah, he will. He's excited. He lost my train of thought.
Listen, if you guys were, go ahead.
So the you guys thing, like I haven't said anything.
I did push back. I pulled back on that. And I said, I hate to say you guys, you seem extremely reasonable. I've had people messaging me and saying that you're a very reasonable person. It doesn't seem to jive with the other two that are saying these things because they're saying really pretty fucked up shit. And I'm not really sure that you can really offer anything here other than to say that you saw it happen. And that's fine. There isn't a record of it. It sounded by the statements that were being made by Baker, the glare, and the expert that this was a very serious, big deal. And so far, I haven't found any evidence of it. If there is, that's great. Somebody saying they saw it, that's great. But then it's two-faced. It's like two phases. It's like, this is a really big deal. Kids could have died. And then Jess Machado is like responsible for it are two things that I just think like, do you guys not even care about like my life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does anybody not care about what this is doing? Because I like joked about somebody and like sex toys. You know what I mean? Like, how is this okay?
Well, but it's been more than that, right? And it just keeps escalating. This whole thing is so silly. It's all so crazy because everybody keeps doubling down instead of just sucking it up and swallowing their pride.
Sucking it up and swallowing their pride and just basically saying, listen, I don't need to demand an apology from a woman that has an opinion about me. Will has said disparaging things on the internet about me and got a whole bunch of people to write terrible comments. And I never said one word. I never talked about it. I never demanded an apology. I never said it was disjointing the community. I just fucking was like, Will wants to say shit about me. Will can say shit about me. That's it. You know what I mean? It happened to me. And so when somebody says something not nice about me as a content creator, like if it's another person in this area, I am not going to make a big deal out of it because I believe there's a bigger picture here, which is Aiden, and I'm not going to cause disjointedness. So I did my part when Will put up a post, and he should be admitting it at this point that he put up a terrible post about me, and I didn't say anything. You don't even know about it because I didn't make a big deal out of it, or maybe you did and you saw it, but. Right. But I say something, same thing, not nice about Baker. And this is turned into everybody wants to do a stream. I must apologize. I don't want to get elevated with you because my being upset about this has absolutely nothing to do with you. I don't know if you've said or done anything about me. I haven't seen it. I don't know. But in regards to the event that took place at the place that you reserved and is in your name, you know, these are big accusations. And if people are going to continue to levy me against them, and say this about me, and nobody's ever said it wasn't me. You're the first one that says, oh, I don't think it was you.
I don't think it was. I think you're smarter than that. I think whoever did this is a fucking idiot, to be honest.
Well, I hope that you have some influence on your friends and they issue some sort of a statement that says they know who it is, or it's, you know what, I don't even really care at this point. I'm going to do it on my own because waiting around for them to come out and say it wasn't me, I'm going to wait forever. So in the meantime, everybody's losing their shit over me doing something like potentially hurting children is crazy. I don't care about the mean names. I don't care about the petty streams and shit. I don't care about that. I care about this thing. I care about this. Accusing me of a crime and hurting people or potentially hurting people where children could have gotten hurt. I care about this. And somebody better clear it up. Like, it's not right. It's not even about fair. It's just like simply not okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, if they're your friends and you stand by what they say, then, you know, we can't be copacetic, you know? They're your friends, I don't know, you're standing by them making accusations towards me. Do you not feel compelled to tell
I
your
just told you I
friends?
don't think that you did it. Like, what?
Well-
I don't know what else I could do to better that situation. I just did my part.
Well, you know what? This is the first time I've heard you say it. So maybe one of my followers will clip that and they'll say Valhalla says he doesn't think it's Jess Machado. And then maybe that'll help your friends who are out there making a whole stream about it being me. You know what I mean? Maybe that'll help. I don't know. If they're really your friends, I don't know how you could let them go around and say it. It's clearly impacting my life. You know? Every day, like, it's impacting my life in some way. I'm watching people perpetuate this lie. So
Some of that's not some of it's on you too, though, right? Because like you're
Which
still
part?
streaming about it, the perpetuating it and the effect it's having on the channel and your life and etc.
this is the first time I've talked about the swatting.
Just the swatting.
Yeah, I mean, I came out today. I was waiting. I wanted to wait till Monday so I could like get a little bit more information. But I mean, obviously over the weekend and after hours, I'm asking questions because I saw a nice lady say something like, I like Jess and I'll follow her, but I can't do this anymore. If she's responsible for this, this is dangerous. And I was like, here's a lady that doesn't really seem involved. You know, she's not one of the players or whatever. Just seems like a nice lady saying that comment. And I'm going, it's impacting like people who just don't know any better. You know what I mean? So I'm separating as grown adults, like there's shit talking and then there's serious accusations of breaking the law. And I don't think the people on your side of this understand the difference between the two. I can shit talk them all day long. How is that illegal? How is that against the law? How is that a crime? So are you saying that because I'm shit talking Baker that I deserve to be accused of swatting?
No, what I am saying is that we were the ones that were swatted, right? And I know the
Yeah.
words hurt and the channels and the subs and stuff, it sucks, but we were actually the ones that got swatted.
Okay. It was bad, right? Is that what you're saying? It's a bad thing?
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's absolutely a bad thing. It's not a
Okay.
good thing.
Okay.
I mean,
And
and I'm
why
not saying that
are-
justifies anybody's actions towards you. And I'm not. You know, don't.
All I care about is that if this did happen to you, the expert is on record saying it's me. Baker is perpetuating that.
Okay. I have no editorial ability over their channels or their words.
Okay. Well,
I just wanted to make sure that you know you knew that it actually did happen. Like this, it's not a made up bullshit story. I don't know how many people were in the room at the time, but there's at least 30 or 40 people in the room that saw it happen.
right.
I came out of the bathroom and somebody was like, "Who called the cops?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? Nobody called the cops." And I turned and looked, and there was a cop about 4 feet away from me. I said, "Oh shit, there's a cop here." And then Expert and I started talking to him, and he starts asking about, you know, what we're doing, what's going on. And we tell him it's a meet and greet for an internet thing we do. He realizes pretty quickly that it's bullshit. I think he asked about a gun first, and we're like, "No, I don't think anybody's flashing guns out here." Then he asked if anybody had like a prop gun, and I made the joke actually to him. I think my niece in there's got a little blue squirt gun, but it's about that big, and I don't think that's what he was talking about. And then he kind of realized, right? He's like, "Okay, well, somebody called in, said there was a man with a gun that entered the building, and he showed up." It's not a crime in the state of Tennessee to open carry, so it wasn't a crime being reported, but he had to investigate it a little bit, right? He had to check out the call. So I don't know if there would have been a police report. I'm not sure I don't know how they do it. I'm not a cop, never have been. I can tell you the cop that was there, he was a little bit taller than me, probably 6'2", 6'3", pretty thin build, had a little close crop beard.
Is it not a swatting event then? Like,
It, I would definitely consider that a swatting event. You're calling the police and you're attempting to get a police presence, knowing that they're going there for something about a gun. You know what I mean? That's going to raise everybody's elevation, I would think. I would call it an attempted swatting. And whoever did it is a piece of shit. Whoever made that phone call is an absolute piece of shit. Because all we were doing was having fun. There was a handful of kids, minors in there, a bunch of adults, a couple elderly people. I mean, it wasn't a, you know, it's not like a Klan rally or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're just having fun.
I don't disagree with you that somebody trying to disrupt your event, whatever their motivation, is just gross. And if, you know, I think there's some open to interpretation if it's an actual swatting event. But all of that being said, it's not me. And I wouldn't care about this. I wouldn't have to like say anything. I wouldn't be calling police departments and calling, you know, owners of buildings if I didn't. I mean, the expert like challenged me. He's like, prove it's not you. And I'm like, so I'm interpreting that as we're going to keep going with this narrative that it's you until you prove it isn't you. Right. And that's like a fucked up fucking place to be in. So now just because I made fun of somebody and his sexting and shit like that, now I've got no choice but to go out here and prove that it's not me. Like, good luck, Jessica. Like, go figure out who it is. Go prove it's not you. And until then, we're just going to keep going along with this theory that it is you, where there's absolutely no reason for anybody to think it is me. So anybody who co-signs that is on board with that. Like, there's real life consequences for that. It's crazy. So at this point, if you're saying it happened, the only thing I can say is that it wasn't as serious as enough where they would even document it in a police report. There isn't even a police report for it. So whatever happened isn't as bad as anybody is saying because there isn't even a report on it. And the owner knows nothing about it. And the owner was like, oh, I know the police department. They would have called me right away. Like, nobody knew about this. Nobody has any proof of it. And so, I thought earlier, I was like, maybe a cop drove by and saw somebody like and just stopped and was like, let me go in or whatever.
He told us there was a call anyway.
The words about a swatting event and the way that it's being discussed by your comrades in this arena is making everybody think it was a very bad situation. And it is also that I'm responsible for it. I don't really care about anything else. It's this situation. Did you guys notify the owner about it?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know why we would have.
Okay.
I just wanted to clear up those couple of things because, like,
Okay.
you know, if everybody's going around screaming, you know, we're all lying, we're all full of shit. Now, that's a bad take because it 1000% happened, and there's too many witnesses to erase that from internet.
Well, I didn't say that you were lying. I just said, here's what I did. So if
I was taking strays in the chat left and right, I had nothing to do with any of it. And I was taking strays.
I didn't say anything about you other than I was told by the owner that you're the person who rented it. So that's the only involvement that I had with you is that is I'm assuming this is the name is your name that he gave me. And was very happy to share that with me. And
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That you would do that.
Well, because I told him that you guys are saying there's a swatting event and I'm being accused of it. And he doesn't like that because he's proud of his establishment. And he's like, what do you mean that it was a swatting event? Like that, I don't want to hear that. Like, I work really hard at my business. And I'm like, I'm not even saying it happened. I'm just telling you what's on the internet. And he was like, no, the police would have called me. I know the police.
What am I gaslighting about, chat? What am I gaslighting exactly? Chat's telling me I'm gaslighting. What am I gaslighting exactly?
I can't see the chat. I can open it. Hold on.
Where is the proof from this guy? What proof would I have to give you? I just told you my side of the story. I just told you exactly what happened.
So somebody is saying Valhalla is being polite and reasonable. He's respectful, not responsible for his friends. We're all adults and responsible for ourselves. I would agree with that.
I'm lying? Oh, well, that's just outright false.
So I wasn't talking to the chat and I didn't have an open. I will say, I think
You're good.
everybody's just seeing that I'm pretty much like getting like fried, right, with this whole thing. It's just causing like a lot of stress. And I saw you like kind of laugh about that. And you're like, well, we were the ones that were swatted, right? Well, everybody seemed to have a really great time and it didn't impact
did.
anybody. And all
You
I
did.
keep hearing is that you guys didn't let it get to you and you had a great time. So it doesn't seem like there was any real harm or foul other than the potential threat that could have happened if it had been a real swatting event. I think it's fair to say I'm being accused of a crime and that has like reputational harm, like about me. I didn't do it. And I'm being told I have to prove that I didn't do it in order to get everybody to lay off. So I wouldn't be talking about it. When you say that I'm perpetuating it and kind of piling on, it's because I'm being challenged by whatever his name is to prove it. He literally said, prove it's not you. And I took that seriously. And you guys are all thinking this is a joke. It's not a joke.
Why again? I'm not you guys.
Well, you're only as good as the company you keep. And if one of my friends was saying this and accusing another person, you can bet your ass the first thing I would do was get online and say, I don't co-sign this very serious accusation of breaking the law and committing a crime. Jess Machado does not seem capable of doing that. I mean, thank you for saying it here, but I just got it today. So maybe everybody thinks you're a reputable guy. And once we clip it and we share that, maybe that'll quell the fire that's going on the internet that I'm responsible for it. I don't know what your platform is. I don't know how many followers you have. I hope it's more than the baker and I hope it's more than the expert.
It's less. It's less.
Great. Love that for me. Anything else?
No, just wanted to clear up those misconceptions.
Thanks so much.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a great day.
Same. I'm over it. Seems like a very nice guy and was respectful and no issue whatsoever. In my opinion, I think that this got completely blown out of proportion. Like someone in the chat just said, I think that, in my opinion, if this is a call of somebody walking into a building, I can't even begin to think about this. My opinion is that Baker completely inflated this because he's a pussy, and it turned into what it is right now. I don't know the expert enough to be able to decipher like how he would react to something like this based on, unfortunately, every minute of video I've watched about Baker recently. It seems very much a bitch move to turn it into something that it's not, because that's what he does. And maybe the expert is just a really good friend to him. And so he just kind of jumped in and added on. And then because he was in his feels in the middle of a stream, decided to go out and be like, you know what, if it's not you, just prove it. I don't really know. I just think it's just like really wearing on me that this stuff is continuing to happen. And perpetuated. And like, there's another rumor I hit a dog. We've got an attorney that is saying that I hit a dog. It's everywhere. So now I have no choice but to, go to the house on the corner there, knocked on the door, asked if they had a ring cam footage. They don't keep it. They have it, but they don't keep it. Like I have to prove that I didn't hit a dog. Because like there are people like every day saying like in all caps with affirmative like statements like Jessica hit a dog. The dog literally just ran up to my car and I swerved and didn't hit it. And then I called the police and then I followed the dog into somebody's yard and then I knocked on a dog. Like I can't believe that instead of just driving away, I literally tried to find a owner of a dog and help a dog. I should just stay in my car and never look and not care and have less of a heart or whatever. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't swat anybody. I didn't call anybody. I don't care about those people. I didn't do it. I don't need those people to say that I didn't do it. I will just keep working to find out who did or to prove that I didn't do it. Nobody seems to care that I'm being accused of it. Everybody seems to be like really running with this whole thing about like Jess Machado, you know, put kids' lives in danger and shit like that. And I was taking my time to try to, you know, give my 2 cents on it. I don't know. Valhalla seems like a really decent person, and he said he saw the cops. I just don't know if the night that this was discussed, the description of the event, it being a swatting event, if that was responsible. And then I don't know if the accusations made against me about me being responsible for it were responsible. And it seems a really high price to pay for joking about somebody and his sexting relationship with Jessica Walsh, you know? So I am exhausted mentally from this whole thing. I have been really trying to like stay positive. I've been really trying to like move forward. I don't know how, it must be something about me and my personality that welcomed what's happening to me from a complete, you know, component of streamers. It was just, you know, first it was one, then it was another, then it was another and another and another. And I guess my personality, my ego, and all of the things about me make me susceptible to that or deserving of it. And every day I fluctuate between like, I'm strong, I'm better than this, I'm better than these people, they have no talent, to like, why is it that this happened to me and not to Will when he did it to me? You know what I mean? Like, why is it this like happening like this? And I don't really know. I'm getting tired of it. The swatting thing is just really getting to me because again, I saw just like regular average people just saying like they are just like done with me because of it. And I'm like, I didn't do it. I mean, I 100% made fun of Baker. I 100% talked about the fleshlight shit, 100% own it all. I didn't swat anybody. I didn't encroach on anybody's vacation. I wasn't even thinking about those people until the Four Loko stream dropped, and you know, I'm forced to watch it so I can monitor it. These are things I don't even watch. I don't even care about. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just crazy. This whole thing is crazy. Like even on the surface, like you've got people who are like saying on the internet, we were swatted, prove it's not you. And then to watch a video after the fact where everybody's having like a really great time and nobody really cares. And like that juxtaposed to somebody saying like, you know, my children were there and like my children could have gotten hurt. And I'm going, how is this all like, is this as traumatic, as big of a deal as it is? Like how much longer, you know, is this narrative going to go on that I did this? Like it needs to stop. And people need to be responsible and be held responsible for it. Like, I don't know. Like, I hate to be that bitch that's be like, you know, like, let me call my attorney, but like, do I call Joe Finglas and ask him? Like, what do I do here? Do I send a cease and desist to these people from my attorney? I mean, I was the first one to bitch and complain when Kathy Carr sent me a cease and desist. I was like, go fuck yourself. I'll say whatever I want. So it's hypocritical of me to do that. But at the same time, you got a video on here that anybody can click on and go and watch where this guy's accusing me of doing it and saying like, well, if it's not you, go prove it. What a fucking burden to carry. I'm not even from your fucking state. What am I fucking supposed to do? What do you want? Like, you want me to be like, I got to be a fucking FBI investigator now? Like I got to go prove it's not me. Why don't you just shut the fuck up until you do know who it is? Why don't you just shut the fuck up? Why are you going to go and say it's me? What the fuck do you have that proves that it's me? What in my fucking life, in the fiber of my being, makes you think I gave two fucks about what you losers were doing down in fucking Tennessee? It looked fucking gay. I don't want anything to do with that. And I don't care if you all get around and circle jerk with each other in fucking Dollywood. What the fuck do I care? I don't care. I say it all the time. People who are my true enemy, people who I really find to be like my adversary, I want nothing but the best for you, because then that means you have less time to fucking worry about me. But you guys aren't even on my radar. You're not even people I target or care about or need to correct or anything. Are you a politician? Are you impacting fucking laws and shit going on in Massachusetts? Are you people responsible for the fucking migrant crisis and the fucking millions of dollars we spent on Uber rides? I don't fucking care about you. I made a joke about you because you were sexting somebody and you were pretending that you were higher than like everybody else. And it was so, look, we still haven't even got to the bottom of this, but you're literally saying that it was so you took me joking about the fleshlight that you got from a girl that you used to sext and do controlling fucking statements and sexting with. That somehow turned into you were abused by your wife and I should fucking know better and I'm co-signing abuse. Like, are you fucking nuts? Like, somebody draw me the fucking map on how those things are connected. The fuck out of here. Especially after the fact. You want me to start dropping my fucking abuse fucking tales and connecting that to you guys false accusing me of fucking swatting you and committing crimes? The fuck out of here, you fucking weirdos. Let Aiden Carney come on tonight, address this whole thing. Let him say all these content creators. Personally, I don't think this is detracted from him at all. Hasn't split the fucking movement. Hasn't stopped me from not fucking worrying about his case. What everybody's, you know what it is? There's nothing going on. So all these people are fucking bored and they are talentless and they have nothing else to fucking talk about. These people depend on him doing work so they can talk about it. They depend on cases so that they can talk about it. They can't go and create cases or investigate or have stories or do anything. No, Aiden's going to talk about it tonight. Yeah, right? He's going to talk about it tonight. He's going to bring it up. And everybody is already on board with not talking it again. I didn't get the call. Where everybody's not going to ask me not to talk about it. It's like all going to be like everybody against me. And unfortunately for everybody else, I already like clicked in my head that I don't care about anybody else anymore at all. I don't fucking care. Valerie is asking, who accused Jess Machado of swatting that event? The expert and Will. And Baker is responding, I don't know, but did she ask for false reports? No. I asked for swatting reports because you said it was swatting. Your exact words, Baker, were, we were swatted. Somebody calling the cops isn't a crime. If somebody called the police on an event or somebody walking into a building, that's not a crime. That's a check on something that's happening and whatever. Swatting is a crime. And that's exactly what you said it is. Your words, you said swatting. You, Mad, said it was swatting. So calling the police, saying, hey, there's some suspicious activity going on. I think like blah, 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 blah. That's fine. That's not illegal. And if you guys were giving the story that that's what happened, I don't think I would care because I would say I didn't do it, but it's not a crime. You are accusing me of a crime. You're accusing me of calling in a swatting call. Your words, not mine. And your words have been taken and shared many, many, many times. And then after you accused me of it, you told me I have to prove that it's not me. So I am tired, exhausted from this, on the cusp of crying. And that's it. Let me read some. Oh, so is that, wait, are they changing the, yeah, I mean, Baker's thing too is now is not swatting. I mean, that's fine, sure.
That's
Next
Baker's
year,
thing.
next
Up in
year.
Hollywood. I hit power. That's power. I plugged the power in and it went off. By the way, you and I know this is the thing people want to know, so let's jump into it. You just missed the cops. Now, usually me, I'd be like, yeah, they were looking. Call the police on Hollywood. Oh, it was
Only the biggest YouTubers get swatted, and we have now reached the level where you get swatted. Can I tell? Because you weren't.
I was still setting up.
Yeah.
I just saw a group of people in the back. I look up for something like, what the heck are they doing?
Well, I walked over to go outside and enjoy the moonlight, and I saw a fella I didn't know, and I thought, oh, he's here to entertain the ladies because he was wearing
that's right.
a little bit of police. We
I was still setting up.
yeah. I have not.
On Hollywood. Oh, it was
Only the biggest YouTubers get swatted, and we have now reached the level where you get swatted. Can I tell? Because you weren't.
I was still setting up.
Yeah, swatted. And
The police on Hollywood. Oh, it was
only the biggest YouTubers get swatted, and we have now reached the level where you get swatted. Can I tell? Because you weren't.
I was still setting up.
Yeah.
I just saw a group of people in the back. I look up for something like, what the heck are they doing?
Well, I walked over to go outside and enjoy the moonlight, and I saw a fella I didn't know, and I thought, oh, he's here to entertain the ladies because he was wearing
that's right.
a little bit of police. We might have said it wrong yesterday. We thought it was.
So you know exactly what SWAT is, right? You shared this, so you know what a 3 detained during SWAT raid. So you know what a SWAT is, right? Am I correct? I don't know who this person is, by the way. Somebody's saying something about me or whatever to Aiden. I don't know who this person is. And I certainly didn't co-sign it. Like, this is crazy. It's just like what happened when they accused me of like calling him a sexual predator. Like, I never called him a sexual predator. They move the goalpost every fucking time. Every time I like go and say, hey, you know what? I don't think you got this right. Or I don't like the way that you're saying this. Or that's not exactly what I said. They just move the goalpost and be like, well, predator, it's the same thing. And like, blah, 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 blah. Now it's swatting. It's the legal term. You said I swatted you. And then you watched everybody talk about me swatting you. And then you talked about find the video of him where he's talking about looking at other content creators there and looking them in the eyes and being like, did we just dodge death or something happen? Like, get the all day, every day, all day, every day. You're a fucking weirdo creep. Quite honestly, like, this is a hot take. You have literally caused all of this, and all of these other content creators are gonna fucking catch it because of you. Like, you're making a big deal out of this because you were sexting Jessica Walsh and you didn't want anybody to know about it. Like, you're gonna drag all these other people into your fucking fight, and they're gonna like valiantly defend you when you said swatting first. It was you. Because you're a fucking perpetual fucking baby victim. It's so crazy. Like, talking about like the fleshlight and the toys that he got, like, that's a big deal. Sir, I've seen your sext messages. Like, that's not a big deal at all. That's tame compared to what I know that you were doing. So me talking about it like lightheartedly and as a joke tracks because I know what you're about. So you guys, you're a weirdo. And look at what the mess you fucking made. For someone who came in here and just started fucking covering this shit, what a mess. Ugh. Ugh. All righty. Okay. Are we done? Like, you know what? Since this is going to be our last stream and there's going to be like a fucking we can't talk about shit, let's get this in before we go. Let's go. Let's go. You don't text a picture of sex toys to someone who is stalking you. Overlooked. Perpetually overlooked. Perpetually overlooked. You claim this person is harassing you, abusing you. You claim this person's abusing you, right? And they find out where you live and they send you a box of stuff in the mail that you claim is triggering, unwanted, and abusive and harassing. And you're so upset about it that you put it all on your table and you take a photo of it and then you send that photo to the person that is abusing you and you say thank you with a heart emoji. Okay. So let me tell you what happens when someone does something to me that I don't like. I had a person that was texting me and they were a fan and I was nice to them and it was copacetic and fine. And then the person started saying things that were kind of borderline like, So I set up some boundaries. And I said, like, thank you so much, but I don't think that we should be like talking anymore. Thank you for respecting my boundaries. They didn't listen. I said it again. And then they sent me a message and said, like, I wish I was in bed sleeping with you. And then I called the cops. I just called the police. And then I called the police where they lived too, down south. I took a minute out of my day to contact the local police department, and the local police department paid them a visit and said, just don't contact her anymore. And I didn't sext with that person. I didn't have any type of relation. I never told that person I love them. I just thought that the boundaries were set. They weren't abiding by them, and it got scary. And so I did those things. I said, don't call me again. And then That's that. And then in this weird narrative that nobody is fact checking and everybody is just adopting, we are to believe that you were so upset by these toys that you got, that you took them all out of the package, you set them up on your table, you took a picture of them, and then you sent them back to her and you said thank you with the heart emoji, a person that you told them that you loved. And then you want to go on a stream and you want to say that Jess Machado talked about it and it's triggering and that you were abused by your wife, and you want to like lump all the shit into it that has nothing to do with what I talked about. Why is everybody overlooking that? Why are we giving this whole thing a free fucking pass? If I'm going to get dragged, why are we not talking about this? Why didn't you send her a text message back that said, I threw your shit in the fucking trash? Or why didn't you send a text message and say, I took the package to the police. Don't fucking contact me again. Why did you set it all up and take a picture and send it back to her? I'm asking for everybody in my chat. I'm asking for everybody. None of this would be a big deal if you hadn't essentially went right on me because I talked about it. If I look at a text message and it's you set up butt plugs and boobies and fleshlights and you set it up on your dining room table and you took a picture of it, nothing in that indicates to me that it was a bad thing. Nothing indicates to me that it was a bad gift. I went by exactly what I saw. So let's break it the fuck down since nobody wants to fucking do it. Let's get a fucking whiteboard out here. I see a picture on the internet. It's a picture that I asked, is this Jessica Walsh's house, before she packaged it all up and she sent it to him? No. It's his stuff. He took the picture of it when he got it. So here you are, you're open a package and you're so fucking scared and you can't believe this person sent it to you that the first thing you do is you take it all out, you put it on the dining room table in a semicircle, and then you fucking take a picture and send it to her with the say a heartsy? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean? And even if you did, once I saw that picture, there's no way from that picture and what I saw that I could interpret that it was a abusive act, that it was unwanted, or that it made you feel uncomfortable. It actually looked like you liked it. And if it wasn't, I'm sorry, but I was just going by that. And then also like the text messages that I saw, like when you two had sexted, because I didn't believe her. Because I called her a liar and I was like, bitch, you lying. There's no fucking way that Danish man on the internet was telling you to go into fucking Home Depot and fucking look at shit and think about him. And then like, there's no way he was telling you he was like jacking off to your tits. There's just no way. I don't believe it. He's like a baker. He's like, no way, right? Prove it to me. So like nothing, like what's happening here, and I fucking maintain from day fucking one, is that he never knew Jess Walsh for what she was being perceived as by the internet. I think that she wasn't out there in the chats the way that she is. I don't think he really saw maybe what she really looked like in real life. I think maybe she probably fucking, what's that word when they do something to him or whatever? Like, what's the word? Catfished. Maybe he got catfished. And I think he was very embarrassed. And I think at some point he went from being really into it with her to not being into it with her. And she, instead of just going out the door, she was like holding on and like really not letting go. And he started to panic and was like, nobody likes Jess Walsh. I can see the chats. Nobody likes her. People are calling her names, like all this shit like that. And he was just like, I've got to make this out to be a huge deal that like this girl sent me these sex toys and it's so bad that I was abused. And Jess Machado is like talking about it, and Aiden and Meredith, and what Meredith did is the same thing. And Jess Machado, what a fucking bitch doing this to him. It's just adding on and it's making it more abusive. When you fucking took a picture of the shit and you sent it back to her with a fucking heart emoji, you're a liar. You're a liar. And you're trying to cover yourself at the expense of fucking me. Bullshit. bullshit. And then because you do have what seems to be good friends, they are supporting you and backing you up on a big fucking fraudulent lie. They're backing you up and standing behind you like good friends would, and backing you up on something that nobody fact checked, nobody cared to and I just stupidly was just like, yeah, so what? I said what I want. You're a fucking liar. You're a liar. And I apologize to everybody who that makes them feel uncomfortable. I'm very sorry that that has disrupted how you feel about everything. I'm sorry that that is a person that supports Aiden and like that helps him or it helps all of these causes. I'm sorry about that. But all of these people have an obligation to be open, honest, and authentic to you. And if they're lying about shit and then they're going to try to blame somebody, me, that really shouldn't be, I'm sorry. Check your emails from Valhalla. Okay, I will hold on. So he's sharing a screenshot of what Baker posted, which is if you're requesting audio, you'll have to resubmit your request again and select you want the printout and audio. Also, the FBI is reviewing these files. There's a hold on the release of them pending an open investigation. I believe that the Baker posted this. That is fine. It still doesn't change exactly what I was told when I called Knoxville PD. I showed my records of calling Knoxville PD. I spoke with the owner. Very, very different. Thank you for the email. All right. I think that is it. Got it. Thank you. Like, it's crazy. And then on top of it, I don't think anything, like what made it worse is that he was demanding an apology from me. Like, even if he wanted to talk about it and stream about me and say what he wanted about me, fine. But then to like go and demand an apology for days and make me like some sort of like admit that I did something wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I was reacting to a picture. Why are you doing this to me? Because I said some words about you in a fleshlight? You're a liar. I didn't do shit to you. And everybody's fucking ganging up on me. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I care. I'm upset about it. It's bothering me. I'm stressed out about so many things. Then the swatting shit is like it won't end. Somebody tell Tom CPU thank you. He messaged me through another person. Thank you. Okay. All right. Are we all set? I think so. Tommy, we did it. Yes. Where is Savannah Guthrie's mom? I have no idea. Thank you. And I also want to thank Valhalla for being polite, level-headed, and coming on to give what he says are facts. He is saying he saw a police officer there, so thank you. There is no report about it. I know you're hungry. My husband's in the chat and he's hungry. We don't need Team Machado, although I love it because there's this Team Baker bullshit that's happening all over it. And I think the thing I'm probably most upset about, which is probably also adding to like me being pissed off, is that in some way this is going to like fuck up like my friendship with Aiden, and I already lost Jimmy in this whole thing. And so it's making me upset that that's probably on the horizon as well. And I'm upset about that. Because those are the only people that I really, you know what I mean, like cared about in this whole thing and talked to. So I don't know why Aiden's involved. I think people are like really pressuring to get involved. I have not messaged him at all about it. I maintain he reached out to me in the beginning, like very early on. He encouraged me to apologize to Baker. He gave me his take on like what the effects it could have on my channel. I thanked him for that. And then he also said, you know, he was here to talk if I needed it. I didn't need it. And that's it. I haven't involved him in it. I've discouraged, you know, from involving him at all. I don't think it has anything to do with him. I don't think it impacts anything in his day-to-day life at all. It's just side stuff that has nothing to do with him. But, you know, if it fucks with my relationship with him, then it's certainly not for fucking what I've done. That's for sure, because nothing I've done is any different than what he does. I just realized there's some super chats, which, you know, this seems like inappropriate to do, but Southeast Sally has become a member. So has Reba. Hi, welcome. Welcome. You picked a day. I might be an investigative reporter in retirement. Tara is saying, none of your real fans believe this nonsense. It's a shame on them that they've perpetuated this. I agree. I have a tremendous fan base, and by the looks of it, all of the fans are on board with this and they see it for what it's worth. And I think the reason for that is because they are like very, what's the word? Not detailed, not even devoted, but they are like they listen to every word I say. Like they really, really listen and they really pay attention. And I think when you are like a fan like that and you watch with intent and you like understand me, I think like the real fans are like, this is just like, no way. You know what I mean? Like this, she would never do this, but also like the way that she's getting dragged is like impacting her or whatever. Like, I think like the real fans who are like diehard, who get it, who listen every day, who know how I am, they get it. So I'm very lucky that I have a really large group of those people. Let's see. Maybe they dialed the wrong number to 911. Did you check security from the event? I did not. You know, right when Baker started posting about it and Will is now doubling down and everybody's like saying like, you know, she's saying this didn't happen. Like, you know what? I instantly pivoted from that in my mind. I was like, you know what? Then great. Then prove me wrong then now. You know what I mean? Like now just get to it. Find out who did this to you. Mrs. Rossi, who's a wonderful supporter, said, if the swatting really happened, someone has to have a video of it. Oceans, he doesn't see the link. Oh, sorry, Oceans. Ignore the swine. We know you. Thank you, Sue. We know that Jessica would never do anything that could harm people. She is not the type of person to use tactics like this. Thanks, Heather. I agree. Will did exactly what you said he would. He said he was only going to address this for a little bit and then he's not going to talk about it again. I just lost a lot of respect for him. Will's loving all of this. Will is probably really angry about the Karen Reed audio because he mentioned it today, which, you know, there's one way to drag Aiden into this and talk about like one of the biggest sore subjects ever. I would never do that. I think it's gross that he brought that up. And he's lucky that out of respect for Aiden, I won't bring that up. But Will really seems to have a chip on his shoulder about me over that. And that sounds like a Will problem. Keep doing you. The world will adjust. Mrs. Rossi gave $50 and said, with all due respect to Valhalla, that is not swatting. Agreed. Jess, we believe in you, says Laura. Keep fighting the good fight. Do not cave to these trolls. They want to take you down because you are making bank. Love you. Magda is a new member. Thank you. Arkansas Bestie. If I ever go to the clink, if I ever catch a case and I go to the clink, or if I ever get like locked down, Arkansas Bestie is just going to like come right in and take my spot. I promise you, there is something there. You guys don't see it, but Arkansas Bestie could fill in for me exactly. Moons and Oceans would still have to do commentary, but Arkansas Bestie, there's something going on with her. You're brave for standing up to them. Supporting Aiden shows your loyalty and your kindness. You don't need to create content about Aiden. Others might exploit it, but you have your own values. I'm proud of you for defending it. I hope Aiden will too. I don't need him to defend. I would prefer that he just stay out of it, but unfortunately, people are dragging him into it. But I have not dragged him into it. I didn't call him. I didn't ask for any help. I listened. I read his message, and that's it. And that's where I think it should stay. And Shari Thompson sent $100 for this shit show. So thank you, Shari. All right, let's last of the comments. And now it's 7:30 and I have to make dinner. Will can go back to pumping gas. Without Aiden and Karen, he's nothing to talk about. He was nothing until this whole case. It's nothing. He was nothing. Go back and look at his views. He's absolutely nothing. No good deed goes unpunished. Dinner is very late. That went off. It's almost 2 hours later. Noodle Mama, absolutely not. TT called and said she wants to go Sino and she wants a Happy Meal toy and Pyrex at Savers. Some men have difficulty with strong women speaking their minds because they are afraid. I think that years from now, when we are discussing this, or even a little while from now, we are going to see the damage that Baker did because of his fragile ego. I think that's what's really going to happen. I think at some point we will see exactly what the catalyst for all of this was. And very early on, I recognized it, and that's it. Good riddance. Good riddance for that guy. Be quite honest with you. Be gone. Shoo. That's it. Oh, you could listen to me for hours on end. Who's going to cook for Jeffrey? And these lights are not doing well with my sweatshirt, which I normally would not even put on. I'm going to go. We are going to do 24 and 24 tomorrow morning. Although I don't know how it's going to look because we're not going to have a car. We're going to have Jack's car. I might even have Jack bring Georgia to school. So maybe we'll just do 24 on 24 from here. Fruit Ninja. We can't order takeout. I have chicken that must be cooked. Fun fact, Bay Harbor Beauty, I don't influence her in any way, right? She just sent me things, and then I was like, oh, I don't have to use soap anymore on my face. And I have learned to incorporate new products into my life, which I'm very happy about. I don't have any on right now because I was outside earlier and I had sunscreen on my face. But with that being said, I did send the lighting on here is not right. I did send a suggestion to Bay Harbor Beauty, and I asked her if she can make a lip scrub. I need a good lip scrub, and my girls use, is it Laneige? And I had a Laneige that I got as a gift one year, and I could never afford it. And my girls then used mine. And so now like Julia will buy a Laneige and Georgia asks for it for Christmas or whatever. And I said to Julie from Bay Harbor Beauty, I was like, that's kind of missing from this whole nighttime routine. I would use a lip scrub or a sugar scrub on my lips. And like, that's part of my stuff that I'm missing. So if everything I do at night is Bay Harbor Beauty, could you please make me a lip scrub? And I also think what I like about lip scrubs is anything involving the lips, it's like a lower price point than face stuff. And I think like it's like an easy buy. You know what I mean? Like I would even be provoked to spend my money on it. I need a lip. I need something for my lips, especially in the summer. Like it's just gets dry and I'm feeling that. And anyway, please make me a lip scrub. I promise everybody will want it. I know my people. I have my pulse on the ladies. She talked about it today. Yes. Okay. I'm influencing for good out here. All right. Look at the clashing between this. We haven't used the Bunny After Dark background in a long time. It's kind of sad, but it'll be worth it. Okay. Thanks to Valhalla for being a very nice person, but really check your friends. That would be really beneficial. Okay. Hold on. Oh. Carol, you are a savage on the internet. I have seen you online, and you have like one of the absolute most devoted, crazy pages against me. Would you like a link to talk to me right now? Do you feel like that would help you? I'm very interested in Carol. Hold on one second. Carol, do you want in? Carol. No. Let Carol speak. Carol, do you want a link? Carol is crazy. Carol hates me. Carol is, she has one of the craziest accounts on X. I don't know the exact name of it, but it's cray. Carol, you want in? Has she said yes, she'll come back. Carol, I'm going to leave it here for you. Come on, I will wait on dinner just to talk to you and hear what you have to say. I'll let you actually talk for 5 straight minutes uninterrupted on my page. I'll just give her a minute, just in case. Maybe she wants to do it. This is the largest sweatshirt of all time. Like, I could fit 2 of me in here. She has hated me from day one. I know, it's crazy. I'm waiting, Carol. Carol, I don't have all time. I don't have all the time in the world. Do you want to come on or not, Carol? I'm giving you a chance. Is Carol in? Carol, come on, Carol. I gotta go. Mazu needs dinner. Normally, after I do a stream, especially about things like this, I feel better. I don't feel better at all, to be honest with you. Like, at all, about any of it. All right, no Carol. All right, I'm gonna go make dinner for Meowser. Justin Shadow trending on somebody on Twitter. Why? I am not using soft soap anymore. I believe Lauren Tansey. I actually believe it will be okay too. I'm just gonna tie this and do like look at this. I believe it will be okay too. However, this has felt like exceptionally crazy because it's like every day a different content creator. It's not just a person, it's people with platforms going live. I think when Danny flipped the script and came at me, that one got to me. And everybody is backing up a guy that just, nobody wants to talk about like the real like root of all of this shit, So yes, Jess Walsh is absolutely fucking unhinged. Sure. Anyway, Danny was it's chat rats. When Danny changed, and I actually haven't listened. I had people tell me I should authenticate it and go back. But like Danny was always like very level-headed. And I thought Mary was too. And then they both like went all in on the Baker thing too. And that was really like when I started moving towards like, well, we will just be our own person from now on. We'll just do our own thing. Maybe people could joke around and say like, you're only saying that because you don't have anybody anymore. But like, I just will, we trust no one. We trust nobody. We just don't. We're done. I do have, first of all, my real life friends, Amy, funeral lady, Lauren, Kathy, Jen, those women are like my real life people. We talk about non-internet things together. And we've done non-internet things in real life together for years. So those are my friends and I'm very glad to have them. And then I've made some new friends that, you know, again, I think there's ebb and flows in life. So when it especially comes to women, like who you have in your circle, I have some new people in my circle. I also have some like really devoted fans who are just so kind. I have like a new group of researching women who are just like loving tasks and they're like, yep, let me do this. Organizing spreadsheets and files and Google Docs, and it's crazy. I also have like really wonderful content creators who like my work so much that they do their own shows to talk about my work, which I think is just like an accomplishment in itself for me. But the fact that they do it so well is also great. And so I try to like focus on that. There are a lot of wonderful things to be thankful for. This feels very big and suffocating. I've been saying that for the past week and a half. It feels like there's like stepping on my chest every day. But, you know, you can't you can't say what you want and not have repercussions. There's always going to be some sort of, I can't look in the camera today. I'm so upset. I can't even make eye contact. I know it's weird. I just keep looking at the ground. Anyway. Okay. That's it. I'm going to go cook. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Sorry about the lights and stuff.
It's all your favorite Jess Machado songs on one CD. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth, say goodbye to Jack. When I leave for Bunny After Dark, I'm not coming back. It's all the hits you've always loved in one place. Just so everyone knows, it's alright because I got Jeff his new guitar. And that's okay, cause my family is the best thing for me. Whether you're singing in the car by yourself or hanging out with your besties, there's a song for everybody. How much is that coffee at Society? Last week it was 50 cents less. How much is that coffee at Society? I don't care if this causes a mess. Recruiting seagulls, dishing about politics, or just straight up gossiping, this is the CD for you. One low price of $19.99. The chat I can't see. I'm driving and the sun's in my eyes. I love 24 on 24. I said I'm getting all the views. Sorry, Brian and Crawford. I told you before. Don't fuck with me. I'm a Fall River whore. Don't fuck with this Fall River whore. All songs, all decades, all moods, all Jess. I got a new life, you'd hardly recognize me. I'm so glad that Kayla Churchill and Jen Altman are not in my life. I don't care about all of my stupid haters. That is right. Eat my asshole. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Get out of bed and call today.